Welcome to another episode of Meet the Client with ProZ Pro Bono. And I'm delighted today to welcome a very eminent thinker, scientist, and environmentalist, and the winner of a very prestigious prize in Japan called the Goya Prize. His name is Duane Elgin. We've been working together for a few months now and become good friends in the process. So, Duane, why don't you tell me a little bit about your life's journey, because you've told me you don't mind me sharing that you're in your 8th decade with the enthusiasm of a 20-year-old and the energy of a 16-year-old. So tell us a little bit about this long journey through life and where you began and where you've ended up and what the Choosing Earth project represents as a culmination.
Great. Well, first of all, thank you, Andrew. You're a real brother in this process. And I've been working with people on the edge for free for many, many years. And here is pro bono for translations. And it was a gift from the gods to have the opportunity to work with you. It's just been wonderful. I'll say more about that at the end. So, the work is to translate primarily this book, Choosing Earth. And the title really says what it's about. It says we have to choose the earth because it's been a gift, our whole heritage. We've just been given the gift of a congenial climate, adequate resources, and so on. And now here we are with the world moving into a time of systems crisis. Uh, and the climate is changing, the resources are dwindling, population is growing, mass migration is overwhelming local governments, and so on. So we are in a time of whole systems crisis. It isn't just the climate, it's the whole thing. And so we have to choose where we're going to go from here. We can't just assume it's going to be there. We now have to step up to a new level of maturity and choose our pathway into the future. So the beginnings of this are more than half a century ago, 53 years ago. I began working on a presidential commission looking 30 years into the future. And at that time, the idea of limits to growth emerged. Limits to growth emerged in 1971 when I was beginning the work on the Presidential Commission, and we knew there were limits to growth. And I wrote a paper for the commission called The Poverty of Our Abundance. And it was saying, what are we going to do with this wealth that we have? How are we going to use it? And they wanted to fire me, basically, for raising this with the Presidential Commission. So for over half a century, I've been encountering again and again and again resistance to just looking. How are we going to choose if we don't look? In 1975, we were doing research, and we knew climate change was going to be a problem. In 1975, that's 49 years ago, we knew climate change was going to be a problem now. And what have we done? We have not stepped up to choose a different pathway ahead. So the book Choosing Earth is about doing that. It says, look, uh, let's step back from the situation right now. Let's take a wider look, a longer look, and see where this leads into the deep future that we didn't in the past. Let's look deep and see if there are new values and perspectives that we can bring into the conversation. Let's look up and see the uplifting factors for the future. Put all of these together, and we have a new vision of the earth that we can choose together. So that's the work of choosing Earth. It's step up and choose it together. So how do we do that? Well, we have to talk. We have to connect. We have to reach out to all the diverse people and languages in the world. And lo and behold, at the very time that we were wondering, how can we do this? Along comes ProZ Pro Bono, Andrew Morris, and the whole team that he has been pulling together. And now we have these remarkable translations on our desk. Chinese, uh, Spanish, Portuguese, French, uh, Italian. Uh, we have these languages ready to be assembled along with a documentary, a film, and a study guide to go out to the world for free, as packages so people can begin to have conversations in their family and friends, with their colleagues in business, and so on. So these are being sent out uh, to universities and educational institutions, to nonprofits that are working on the environmental movement, to businesses that have a more progressive view of where we can go into the future. On and on. We have a new world that we need to choose together as a human family. And that's what this book is about. And that's what the translators, in their impeccable work, just extraordinary work of detail, they really, really showed up across the board. So it is because of ProZ Pro Bono, we are now in a position to reach out to the world with the invitation. Let's choose a new future. Let's choose a new Earth. So I just can't tell you the blessing it's been, the heartfelt thanks that I have for the opportunity to work with Andrew, with ProZ Pro Bono. It's been a just a huge gift to the whole initiative, the whole movement, the whole project. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, it's been our great pleasure. Did you have a vision of translating it at the beginning of the project, or did you just think it would go out in English and then you came across this project?
Well, it was like we were ready. The years had gone into developing, for example, the book. We were ready. And did not know how in the world, and we knew that we could not afford translations, but that's the very thing that we needed. And so it was a gift. It was a miracle that you would come along and offer what you have in such a with no strings attached. Okay, let's do this together. And now I'm giving that same gift back out to the world in all of these languages. So this is a team effort. That's how I see it. It's a team effort with the translators, bless their hearts, with you, Andrew, with Henry.
And it's been a
Right.
great project for us to work on as well. It's been a good project to get our teeth into because the book is over 70,000 words. And, I've got to know the translators, to admire their professionalism, their detail. So that's a
Right.
testament to their great work. So we're delighted
Yes.
to have done this with you. And I came to visit you, of course, in San Francisco in the summer.
Yes.
I had a wonderful time visiting you and your wife, Colleen, who's been part of this project also, I think, from the beginning and very much part of the filmmaking. So it was a
That's
very
right.
nice high point to our relationship. So it was a fantastic gift. So thank you for that and for your friendship and for working with us so supportively on this project.
It's mutual, Andrew. Thank you.
Our pleasure.